Where are we?
Aboard the 605 hull 1.
The deck has been bonded on the 605, as you can see.
This is the first edition of the boats that we're going to be launching. Composites work and everything's slowly coming to an end.
We are busy building a tent for post-curing. Post-curing is a process where we heat the substrate up to make sure the substrate reaches its full curing state, or at its strongest state, if you want to put it in simple terms. Yeah.
We've got the hard top going on, then we're going to be getting all the small molds, and yeah, we're going to start dry fitting all of our grounds. We're slowly getting the bomb finalized to start bringing all the systems working. So yeah, things are progressing really, really nicely. Cool, so main salon, very similar like kind of setup to 505, just obviously everything's just super enlarged. With that, we get an extra settee, which the 505 doesn't have. We'll have 2 seats up front at the helm station, which is quite cool. Also slightly different to the 505, which is just a single seat, as well as mate seats on this side. So you can actually sit 4 people up when you're running, which is really, really awesome. It's a lot bigger. The glass areas on this boat are huge, which is really beautiful. The volumes are a lot larger. It also meant that we've been playing a lot when it comes to like aircon systems and everything, because at the end of the day, these boats are going to America, and obviously the tropics is just super, super hot. How does the water not get above deck? So our hull is a stepped V-shaped hull, so our planing capacity is really large. We get super high out on the water. If you look at some of the photos even of the guys cruising at high speeds, the boat almost looks like it's flying. It's like from, let's say, if you at waterline, 100% of everything below waterline is in the water at rest. As soon as you pick up speed and get on the plane and you're doing anywhere above 35, 40 knots, you're sitting at only half of that. So you're seeing about 50% of the boat below the water, which is, yeah, pretty impressive. And that's the Michael P's step V-shaped hull. We've got 2 aft cabins on this boat with the single V-berth up forward, both housing 2 in the aft cabin, so 2 bunks in each aft cabin and then a double up forward, a queen size up forward. So this bed is the same size as the 505, and the cabin's situated a lot further back, the bulkhead, so you get a lot of more space. We can actually go take a look. Here's Matt. Got anything to say?
Guys, this is the aft cabin. Have a look what's happening here. Josh with the mic can finish off the tour.
Cool, so starboard aft. This is quite a cool cabin actually for the size of the vessel. Having such a large saloon means that we had to play around a lot with how we're going to actually get a cabin to fit while still feeling like you're not being boxed in a corner. So having this headroom here, which is also awesome, that you can stand up, beautiful windows that you can see right out, which is awesome, nice level for them in the cabin. So yeah, things are progressing nicely. Port aft, which is just over here, very similar setup to starboard aft, even slightly larger. So I am like 6'6", no I'm joking, I'm like 6'2". So once we get the ceiling panels and everything on, we should have still another 150 mils above my head. This will kind of taper slightly up. So this is the port head and day head. So it'll be a shared head between port aft cabin and anyone that's just here for the day. And it's got 2 entries to it, which is pretty cool. And yeah, showers are a little bit more sizey compared to the 505. I mean, the master bathroom is huge. This is, like that shower is probably one of the biggest showers that you're going to find on a 60-footer. We basically take the 505 mold for the bunk, and that just gets slightly lengthened, and then you've got such a nice big cabin. The one thing that we have gained a lot of, obviously, as the boat gets bigger, is storage space. Lockers are bigger, storages are larger, and then one of the cool things that we walked over when we came in here, that I don't even know if you know about, there's a utility space down below the saloon. Dishwasher or washing machine, there can even be a captain's berth down there, so yeah, that's also a really awesome space.
Well, that makes it like a proper home where the 505 doesn't have a washing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, wow. You can spend a decent amount of time out without having to go in, and obviously your tank capacities are a lot larger, which is really cool.
Where is this utility spot?
It's just back here. So it's hard to get in, but
Oh, so you're going to be able to go down there?
Yeah, so this will be a big opening hatch, so you can see these 2 lines there. That'll basically be on a big gas strut. This whole thing will lift up, open, and there'll be a ladder to get down. And yeah, then you're gonna have everything that you need down there, more of your household appliances. Very cool. Like a lot of developments from the 505, we've learned a lot. We really have learned a lot. We're really getting to a point now where we're perfecting those, and the R&D from those have fed onto this so well. And Matt and I really, well, everybody, the entire design department has put a lot of effort into getting this boat to be just not only larger, but also just feeling that much better.
Watch this space. That's all I can give you. Watch this space. Yeah, she's gonna be a banger, definitely. She's gonna, I think regardless of the color, she's gonna look good.
For me, being a South African, the fact that we've got a barbecue or a braai on the outside, I think is one of the coolest features. You can go out in the middle of the ocean and you can make a nice meal for the family.